Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and everyone in between. Ned's here to do some commentary for some esports stuff that I've just seen on my YouTube, what's it called, my YouTube notifications. So if Martin, once I've got into the game, if you could send me an invite, that would be mighty gracious. I'm not actually in the game yet, so don't send it just yet because I won't get it. But I will tell you when you can do so. I'll tell you when I'm loaded in. I am now in the game. If I could have an invite handed to my account, I would be greatly grateful. It's not come up just yet, that's fine. It does say Martin's online, so... Oh, we have 1 minute left of qualifying here in Austria. It's a one-shot sprint qualifying. That's right. One-shot sprint qualifying. That's a mouthful. One-shot sprint qualifying. We're loading in. I'm assuming that means I'm going to load and there's going to be a ton of cars all out on track at the same time. I'm going to have to somehow guess who's what and what's where. Yeah. Yep. So currently leading the way is Rajic, but Tamer Andari has just overtaken him for P1, and I think it's going to be Tamer Andari who's going to take pole position here in Austria. Across the line he goes. It's a 1 minute 3.4, and look how close that pole position was. Many drivers disqualified, I assume through track limits. I'm assuming all the drivers that I know are VDRL drivers, and the ones I don't know are non-VDRL drivers. So Tamer Andadi is on pole position then, followed by Arajic, Len, Pulse Ollie, Kevin, Hugo. I'm not even, that is just keyboard spam. Toby, Toro, Elite Silver, Master Gamer, Roman, Shmi, Apex Kern, and Nico Sun. Or Apox Kern, sorry. I'm assuming that's... I'm not sure if it's a Dutch or a German pronunciation, but I'm pretty sure it's Kern. Like the German city. But anyway, we are going to move into the race, and hopefully we'll have some good action. Now we move in towards this thing. It's sunny, so no rain out on the track. So we had the one shot, then the sprint, and then we're going to have another one shot, and then a 35% race, no less than 11 leagues in total. So we have Tamer, Len, JSPR, I don't know who JSPR is, and Nico-sun as VDRL's drivers. So Rajic and stuff are racing for other tiers. But we have everyone ready, raring and preparing for an interesting event. Just a sprint, then we'll move into the one shot, then we'll move into the main race. It is just a sprint, so I bet people will be trying, or you'd think people would just try and calm things down a bit, but it's VDRL, what do you expect? Or some VDRL drivers in here. I'm assuming that because we have esports attached to it, it's going to be a bit more sensible than the average VDRL race. However, you never know. Esports drivers can be douchebags as well. Some of them don't know how to drive sensibly, or other people are. Alfie Butcher, sorry. Had a severe cough there. But we move in towards this hopefully will get going soon because I've been paused on this menu for about 500,000 years now. But yeah, we can see the garages, we can see some of the drivers, we can see the pit lane itself. Let's hope that while we're in a sprint, let's hope that people don't have to use the pit lane because I mean they'll have damage and they'll have to have made a stop. Or if they wear their tyres too much. The puncture territory may come into play, but seems we're just waiting. It's a very long. I'm not sure if we've got like a long break or something, but yeah. I would go into a tirade about the history of Austria or Austrian Formula One, but I don't know if we're going to get going soon. So I'll just sit here awkwardly and wait. It's a nice little metal structure they've got to the right hand side of the screen now, and a little orange grate at the bottom. And we can see everyone's tyre blankets. We can see the fans clapping at nothing, and I mean, I'm surprised they're not as bored as I am, waiting for this to happen, and for something to happen. They're even on the top of the stand there. They could take a picture of the cars. They could take a video of the start. But now we are getting ready. I can't see any lights above the drivers, but we are guys. Formation light, that's why. Yeah, so Jasper, I can't see him on here, but he is one of our drivers. I'm not sure if he just goes by a different name. So we're preparing with the formation lap. You very rarely see, oh, P7 he is. Oh, so he's the keyboard spam. Okay, that makes sense. So Jasper is P7. Everyone bar Kern is on the medium side. So Kern is like, I'm starting at the back. I may as well go for it. It's a sprint, so I'm assuming it's 30% race distance. Either that, I don't know how long it's actually going to be. That's a very good point. So everyone bar Kern is on the mediums. Tamer Landowski leading us away. So Tamer, our driver, is P1. Len is P3. JSPR P7. And Nicoson. I mean, Nicoson's last, but he's faster than Shmee. He just had a poor session or got invalidated. We know that Nicoson can do better than that. Tamer is backing the pack up because there's a lot of cars. Pulse Ollie was leading a train of cars that was just creating a big gap. And it seems that Smee, Master Kurt, they're all backing up into one nice little train now because Tamer is backing them up nicely. I thought one of them was going to go to the pits, then how aggressively they're weaving. They're all nicely bunched up as we come on towards the main straight. See, some people are trying to rush to get up to their grid starts. They don't realise that actually makes it worse for them because your tyre temperatures go down more because you're all focused on when the last guy pulls in. So if you pull in really early, then tyre temperatures are going to sink until the last guy's pulled in. But Tamer down, he's parked his way. He's all the way. He's about to turn across Rajic when we get up to the start of this race. We are making our way. We're looking towards turn 1 now. The camera angle on board, off-board shot is very poor, so I'll go on board with Rajic on my screen, but he gets an awful start. Rajic doesn't get a good start at all. Tamer Landowski might be challenged though into turn 1 as he manages to make it up in the second start phase, but he's managed to keep it around the outside as now Len is challenging around the outside potentially to make it to VDRL 1-2, and he's going to go from second, and now he's going to potentially go for a first move up the outside rounder. It's perfect from him, but can he get the traction on the exit? I'm not sure. We're going to go wheel to wheel down the straight in towards turn 4. Who's going to come out on top, Tamer or Len? I think Len's got this in towards the corner, and Tamer decides to back out on. Pulse Ollie up to third as Rajic tumbles down the order after a terrible start. Kern down to up to 10th from a start, and now Nico said he's also making his way up from the back of the pack. So very close at the front then. Very much. Oh, look at them. 1/10, 2/10, 1/10, very close to each other. Len is being challenged and poked and goaded by Tamer Landowski. If I was Tamer, I'd just wait though. I just kind of hold status quo. You don't really need to fight when it's so close. And oh, that's Rajic peeking to the inside of Pulse Ollie. He is a VDRL driver. He's not a VDRL esports driver though. So Rajic up the inside and making the move, and he potentially tried to go for a move on Tamer and Daddy there into turn 1, but he didn't make it, which allowed Paul Solly to pull back alongside as we make our way down towards turn 3. The sharp right-hander at the end of the straight. Paul Solly now making the move, and that was Hugo trying to go the inside of Rajic there. Hugo trying to get the move on the exit, contact between him and Rajic. So Rajic has been spun. Rajic is spun out because of contact with Hugo, and he's managed to recover. But that's him all the way down the pack then. Kevin up to 5th past Jasper. Kevin isn't racing for VDRL. That's strange, because he's usually one who's all over this sort of stuff. As now through turn 5 and 6, he goes side by side with Toto. Toto, a fantastic driver. 2 main rivals in VDRL, always been there. Toby spins out on the exit of turn 7, that is. That's an unfortunate. That's a very weird place to spin off as well. He might have had either a lock of some sort. As Master Gamer also went off, they may have had contact with each other. As now we make our way across the main straight, across the stripe. We have only 8 laps in this sprint, so I can see why it's hectic as Tamer and Daddy went wide off the exit of turn 1. I'm not sure if that would have been a warning, as Rajic has retired. Rajic has given up. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's a sprint. It's no bearing on the main race. But now Lenny's going to have DRS, and he's got a better exit coming off of turn 3. Up towards turn 4 we come now. Pops the DRS open, pulls alongside and gets in front by the time they make it towards turn 4 now. That's Paul Solly tucking in behind, and they've left the guys behind, well behind. Jasper is backing up a train from him, Toro, Hugo. Kern has made a fantastic amount of positions. He's decided to go onto the soft tyres, and those have worked for him right now because he's in P7. He's up quite a few positions off his start as Toby has come into the pits. I mean, he kind of got to head for a safety car. As now Kevin trying to put alongside Kern, who is on those better tyres but can't get the move done. Back to the battle for the lead. Are we going to see Tamer and Daddy potentially try and make a move to turn 1? I doubt it. But Paul Solly is always going to look for that potential overtake. Him and, well, Toro is trying to search on the back of Jasper as well. But potentially into turn 3 we could see a move for the lead. Tamer and Daddy. DRS side by side with Len, and now back in front again. Leapfrogging into P1, and Toro has made his way past Jasper. So they're going to try and make up moves. Toto on the hot lap ERS. You can see that gap between him and the leaders coming down. It was 1.5 seconds, it's now 1.2 seconds. Now 1.3, but hopefully for his sake he can then make that gap up back so that he can then potentially challenge for the lead. Toto is a driver, we know he's quick from VDRL, but can we see some potential moves in this sprint? We're already halfway through, more than halfway through in fact, because of how far along the lap these guys are. Toto is just about to sneak into the DRS. That's some fantastic manoeuvres to get into the position that he's currently in. 9 tenths. Look, he's chucking the car all over the place. He's like Franco Colapinto when he's driving. Toto, fastest lap of the race. But I mean, he needed to do that because otherwise he was going to fall over DRS. I don't think he's actually in DRS range. He's not in DRS range, which is going to hamper him. But if these don't get tied up with each other, Paul Solly, Len and Tamer, then we could see some good action. As now Kevin has moved past, which means Kern is dropping down the pack. I'm not sure if his tyres have fallen off, but now Shmi goes wide trying to keep the position, and now Kern trying to go back up the inside Nico-son as Len moves back past Tamer into the lead. As the guys from like P6 all the way down to P8, oh sorry not P6, from like P8 all the way down to P11 are scrapping like it's mental. Like the points are worth championships, not never mind just points themselves. As now Kern overtakes Shmi in towards turn 6. Now rounding towards turn 7 and 8. We make our way down towards the Lauda and Heat curves, the corners named after the 2 Austrian Formula 1 World Champions. 2 very legendary names in Formula 1, but can we make another legendary name here in this esports race? Well, Tamer and Daddy is going to try and make another move. We have 3 laps to go here, and I think, well, he's not going to go for a move into the hairpin. He's going to stay behind. Toto is unfortunately out of DRS range. Now Jasper's gone up his inside. That's what we want as VDRL, but it's not going to help him as now Tamer re-overtakes Len. It's just a constant rinse and repeat. Toto now close behind Kevin, close behind Hugo, close behind. Then Nico-san is leading his own train. There's 3 distinctive trains in this field, and it's creating some very tight, close racing. So I hope to see some more of that as we move in towards the final 2 laps of this race. The less laps we have, the less chance you have of making an overtake. But I'm pretty sure Len knows that. He knows to save his ERS. The guys at the front are all saving ERS. Toto has got a 3-second time penalty. He's going to drop several positions at this point in time. Kern with a penalty as well. And so is Elite Silver. So drivers getting several time penalties then. Tamer getting repassed by Len. Using hot lap ERS. He is, but now Tamer trying. I thought he was going to try and send another move to the inside there. He didn't end up doing so. But Kevin following behind. Hugo getting a 3-second time penalty. So several drivers getting these penalties. That could allow someone like Nico-san to come into the fray. He currently be up in P6, which from a last place position on the grid is a very impressive run from the VDRL man. Is he the highest game player? Yeah, he is. He's the highest game driver since the start of today's race. And we're about to start the final lap of this sprint. Len has had this one along with Tamer. They basically just exchanged the lead. There's probably been about 10, maybe not 10, but like 5 or 6 exchanges of the lead. But none of them were on actual merit. They're just DRS passes, because DRS is a functionally flawed system to make overtakes. But we're on to the final lap now. Could Tamer Landari potentially make an overtake? He's got all of the DRS in the world that you could ever want. Paul Solly could even have an outside dark horse shot here. Paul Solly to the outside. Tamer Landari to the inside, but he blocks him off. I think they're trying to go for the 1-2 here, but they're not going for the 1-2. From the back of his contact between Kevin, Toto and what's his name, Jasper, all the way down towards the hill. Tamer Landari blocking for Len to make sure that Paul Solly doesn't get by, but Toto is now blocking from Jasper and Hugo. Oh, contact is hurt. Hugo pushes Toto wide, and that's allowed Jasper to go from over them, and Kevin is now at the front of that field. So close, so tight in this little pack we've got of cars, both at the front and both in the middle, in the midfield and everywhere on the circuit. But I think we know who's going to come out on top unless Tamer Landari can pull to the inside of the second to last corner. He's got it, but can Len potentially make the move? No. So Tamer Landari is going to come across the line to win the sprint here. Len second, Paul Solly third. Kevin will come across the line fourth, and he will keep that position. There, wasn't it? Jasper will take fifth. Nico-san will recover from a last place position, invalidated his lap time in qualifying to finish 6th. Toto 7th, Hugo 8th, Roman G 9th, Shmi 10th, Kern in 11th, Elite Silver will come home in 12th, Master Gamer across the line in 13th, Toby 14th, and Rajic is our only did not finisher. He got involved in an incident early on and couldn't be bothered to finish, to be frankly honest. I mean, it's a esports race, so you're not going to, I mean, it's esports sprint. So you're not going to really have any sort of chance to get back into things. Yeah, so I've just had a look at an incident that Martin's just sent in. Very interesting actions between Kevin trying to send it free wide when there wasn't a gap. But it's strange how Kevin doesn't drive for his brother's esports team. That is disappointing. But yeah, so in the sprint we had very close 2/10 winning margin for Tamer Landari, the Lebanese. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Lebanese. I don't know. Then Len, Pulse, Ollie, Kevin, Jasper, Nico-san, Toto, Hugo, Roman, Shmi, Kern, Elite Silver, Master Gamer, Toby, and Rajic. Rajic, can he do his magic in the real life race? Or not in the real life, the proper race. Now we move into the main event. Actually, no, we don't. We move into the one-shot qualifying for the main event, and then we'll go into the main event. So we'll just wait for some races, or for some races for the start of this qualifying session. We have 6 seconds to go. And 1 and go. Who's going to come out on top in the most important qualifying session of the day? Jasper has the most straight line speed as we're coming towards turn 1, but Tamer Andari takes the advantage along with Len and Kevin and Toro. Hugo now up to P3, but now we see who will get this qualifying session in the end. Tamer still top. The VDRL man is being consistent right now. That's all he needs to do. And they're very close at the top, I can tell you that much for certain. Such a smooth driver, Tamer Andari is. Gets everything done easily, and Rajic now up to P5. After a DNF in the sprint, he'll now hope for a good race. I mean, he'll hope for a good race anyway, but especially since he had nothing to show for in the previous race. He's not a VDRL, but he will be hoping as Rajic P4. Could he potentially steal a top 3 or potentially even a front row by the end of this race? Look at that. Tamer Andari basically flat through turn 9 and into 10. He's going to come across the line. He's going to be in another pole position for him. 1 minute 3.4. Toro second, Rajic third, Toby fourth, Kevin fifth, Hugo, Pulsoli, Kern, and then a couple of others. Jasper unfortunately got disqualified there. He was good at right at the start. He had a good straight line speed. And now we're moving towards the results. So yeah, Tamer Andari on board by 2/10 from Toro. Just shows how good and consistent he can be. Rajic P3, he needs to make something up after his poor sprint. Followed by Toby, Kevin, Hugo, Paul Solly, who is actually quite far down the field. Kern, Nico Sun qualifying 9th. Let's hope he can make up some positions. Roman G, Shmee, Master Gamer, Elite Silver, and then Len got disqualified towards the end then. So he'll hope to make up some positions, and Jasper in P15. If I was Len and Jasper, I'd be starting on the alternate strategy. The medium tyres usually, just to try and not waste a good tyre trying to fight through the pack. Unless it's wet. And then in that case, that just comes out the window. You just got to try and drive. It is not going to be wet. It is going to be dry. Nice and sunny ahead of the drivers, so no adverse weather conditions to think about. We got the nice pit lane view that we had before. But who will be having a nice view on the podium at the end of this race? We saw Tamer Andari. He's taken 2 pole positions and a sprint win. Can someone like Rajic make up for his misdemeanors in the sprint? Can someone outsider like Toro or Kevin or someone like that make a difference? Or can Len come from the back row of the grid? Actually, not the back row of the grid, but the back 2 positions on the grid, along with Jasper. We'll see what will happen in this very, hopefully entertaining, hopefully enthralling, hopefully exciting affair that we'll see. I'm assuming 35%, so around about 25 laps. Although tyre scaling will come into play, and I assume it will be a soft medium because Austria is one of the easiest tracks for tyre wear because there's only 10 corners. And it's the shortest lap in terms of time, but we do have the formation lap ahead of the drivers. Let's have a look at what tyres everyone else is on. Everyone is on the mediums apart from... Okay, Jasper's gone onto the hards, so is Nico, and so is Toro, and so is Shmee. So the guys who are starting right at the back... Actually, Len is in P2. So it said on my screen that Len was disqualified, but he seems to have just started from P2. That's a very peculiar advancement. Rajic is starting at the back now. Yeah, Rajic is starting at the back for some reason. Is that because... did it take it from the sprint results? If so, then Rajic should have never retired, because he could have got positions back again. So yeah, it seems that the... Yeah, so it seems that the grid was supposed to be VOG qualifying grid, but that hasn't happened. No sign of a restart though. If I was Tamer, I'd start backing this pack up now. I'd start slowing it down to about 70 miles an hour and just make sure they're all backed up. Who was that? Who was that who just went ahead of everyone? Is it Kern? Jump in a well, mate. You're not funny. I'm not sure if he thinks there's going to be a restart of some sort. But he's just gone in front of everyone and tried to do a cool little spin. Yeah, Kern's AI is special to say the least. Tono got disqualified. Hugo got disqualified, but I think we're getting ready to go for the start of this race as Kern's AI decides he's going to pull in now. But we are getting ready. We have how many lives? I can't see how many lives we have because of this stupid camera angle. But Martin has left the session, so it seems we are going to have a restart. Tamer is in the lead, though, so it seems we are going to have a restart. So never mind. Everyone has decided to crash out because we're having a restart. For goodness sake, this is what happens when you put formation laps on. So it seems that guys like Roman G haven't got the message yet. Or they're in AI. Yeah. Tamer Amdadi is retired. I'm not sure if Kern has decided to retire. Yeah, he's in AI, I think. Yep, that's Nikos out. Roman and Master Gamer still haven't got the message. No, they're just in AI. That's what they are in. So, yep, we're all leaving, and I assume we'll get invited to a new lobby. I await my invite, Martin. I want to quickly claim as my podium passer was because I was doing some time trial the other day for a potential VDRL return, but decided against it because the game is stupid and the handling mod is awful and everything else. I saw the invite come up, but it's just disappeared, Martin. Can you send me another one, please? Yeah, Martin, when you can, just send me another one, because that one just disappeared for some stupid reason. Oh, is it done this glitch? Yeah, it says Martin is appearing offline for me. Or is it? Yeah, it's not showing Martin on my phone. So let me just... Oh, unread notification. Is that it? Yeah, it's being stupid. Hold on. Let me just reload my game. Right, Martin, I'm back in the game, so if you'd like to, I have pending invitations. Yay. How riveting. Oh, please don't tell me he's going to do the death wheel of... No, because sometimes it does a glitch where it just loads for ages and you never get anything. Oh, for goodness sake, it's still not showing up. I'll try that again. Let's try that again. Let's see if this works. Maybe if someone else can invite me, it might work, like Vajic or someone like that. I'm trying to see if this works. Okay, I've got a Rajic. I've got a Rajic. There we go. It's working. So we have 36 laps of racing. So that's 50%. That's not 35%. That's 50%. And short qualifying. Okay. I'm assuming it's getting changed because I assume that's the VDRL default. So we're just waiting for all of the, I assume all of the drivers to get in because we only have 15 people in the lobby at the moment. You can see I don't have any. Well, the guys on their stream can say I only have a handful of liveries. I don't know who Power Reditia is, but we've got him in the lobby. So I have a custom grid, 25 laps. We've got 16 people in now. We now have, as I said, 60 people. Jasper's just joined. Oh, it seems we're going. We're going without 4 drivers. They don't want to turn up. I actually, to be fair, I don't think there was 20 drivers when we did before anyway. So, if there was one that didn't turn up, it sucks to be them, I suppose, because they should have turned up. And we are getting ready. I assume there will be a little pause to allow people to put their setups on. So if there's any VDRL drivers stream, put your setups on. Put your setups on, everyone. Setups. I repeat, setups. If you don't put your setup on, you're quote unquote fooked, as the Dutch say famously, because that's definitely how you say that word in Dutch. Um, by the way, Martin, it still says we'll be right back on the stream. Just letting you know if you didn't want to take it off already. So we're just waiting. I assume this is why the big pause. To allow people to set up. So if you're a VDRL driver, put it on. Is that Jale says it's going to be rain? Okay, so apparently there's going to be rain in this race. Thank you, Jale or Jale or well, you can it's fair, you can even pronounce it fucking Austria. Jale's name is now Austria. Oh, this is such a long wait. Do we do that when we do a Le Mans? Is that instead of going VDRL VDRL. Yeah, Jado needs to jump in the VDRL commentary box. I cannot lie, because if he doesn't, then that means that he smells dogs and eats IKEA meatballs for every single meal he has. But now we are getting ready for the formation lap. Let's hope this doesn't cause more problems. Hard tyres! For time, I assume some people are going to try and stretch it to the potential rain. Because only 2 people have gone onto tyres that aren't the hards. And that's Master Gamer and Len. So, Len and Jasper are starting right at the back. Well, not right at the back, but near the back of the pack. Tamil will start from, but everyone is on the hard tyres. I wonder what that's going to be like at the start, because hards are obviously not the optimal tyre to start on, as I'm going to quickly get a tissue because my nose has been playing up all day. Sorry guys. That should clear my nostrils a bit. I'm not sick, Martin. Thank you for asking, but I'm just. I had a cold the other day because I keep wearing shorts in the winter, and it's still winter-ish in the UK. It's still like 1 degree outside when you go outside at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 degree Celsius. I'm not sure if the rest of mainland Europe uses Fahrenheit. But yeah, this stupid camera angle is still in place. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it's where you see every car is like 0.4 millimeters. Like, it's so far away. Luckily, Martin's got the same camera angle that I have. So we're getting ready for the start of this race. Who is going to come out on top? We have potential rain coming, but it's Tamer Amdani who gets the best start. He does the almighty Schumacher chop on Toro coming in towards turn 1, but now they all filter in behind. I think I saw a piece of Wingo flying there as Hugo passes Kevin, and many drivers getting by as Kerner's spun at the back of the pack. Len is out. Len is out of the race. He's been put in the wall on the exit of turn 1. I'm not sure what happened to Len there, but there's a virtual safety car in action. That will bring the safety car. That'll bring the safety car out early. I'm just going to have a look on the replay and see if we can spot what happened to Len there. Unfortunately, we just about didn't catch that one. But Len, out of the session then, one of the potential race-winning candidates, not going to be able to complete this race. And this will bring the intermediate conditions, or potentially even wet conditions, closer. So that's the game up. And Len, had he actually continued, would have got a bit of an advantage here, because virtual safety car, but it says virtual safety car, but we have a full course caution. The safety car is on circuit. You can see it is parked at turn 2. The little tiny kink left that you don't recognise it in a Formula 1 car. So we are under full safety car conditions then, and a lot of people coming into the pits. So I assume that's for damage, which will mean that the likes of Jasper, the likes of Kern, Shmi, and Power Raditya, so one of the newer guys, they're probably going to have to go mediums, and that's going to screw over their strategy. And some people have been queuing up because they have quote-unquote teammates, and one of the blue... Oh my god, Shmi is going to get pinned in. Oh no, luckily they have ghosting in the pit lane on. So they don't have to worry about that, but he could have got boxed in there. That could have been problematic. So they're back out on the medium tyres. They will be hoping and praying, either hoping and praying for intermediate conditions to come around, or they'll come in next lap and put the hards back on, because it's stupid on this game. You cannot just change front wing while not changing your tyres. You have to change tyres. I hope they change that for F125, where you can come into the pitch without changing tyres. You can just change your front wing. I'm assuming that's what they might do, is just not try and stretch out these softs and try and stretch out these mediums and just go into hard and so then some of them might, one of them or two of them might try and do an audacious strategy as Jasper stays out, so Jasper is doing that. I'm not sure if like Power Raditya, for example, is going to just come in for hards, but the safety car is going to stay out until at least the end of lap 3. That cloud is looming up ahead. I wonder if that's going to be the one that comes over this circuit. I can't see any other, I mean, not in this range of sight, I can't see any clouds. And now we can see this. And let's see, because Power Reddit, didn't come into the pit, so they're all going to stay out and just hope for the rain to come as soon as possible. I'm guessing we're going to get the safety car to come in at the end of lap 3. Yes, we are. So Power Reddit, you just needs to catch up nicely. Tamer is backing the pack up anyway. It's Tamer, it's Nico's son, and it's Jasper, who we need to look out for. The leader is a VDRL driver. The second place is a VDRL driver, but he's not in the VDRL sports team. The third place driver is again a VDRL driver, but he's not in the esports team. So I suppose we just create legends, really. When is he going to drop the ball? When is he going to go and gun it? Tamer's waiting, and he's gone! He's gone off this restart. Who's going to get the best launch? I'm not sure if it's going to be able to get overtakes. Actually, that guy's snaking behind. We might potentially see a move down in towards turn 1 for 5th or 6th places. Now, Radzik is fighting with Toby for P3 and P4. But now Hugo is tucking in behind the both of them. And he might try and go for a move at the inside of the hairpin. We saw he was quite aggressive in the first race. Will he potentially do so again as he comes towards turn 3? As now that's Toby at the inside of Radzik. And Radzik trying to keep it around the outside and does so. He got involved in an incident in the first race. Will he be able to keep out of them in this one? Nico Sunpass Paul Solly up towards turn 4 now and defending from Pulsani, but Pulsani's trying to send it around the outside. Is he going to do what Perez and Albon couldn't do to Lewis Hamilton? No, he decides to back out of that one. It seems that some people do know how to not just turn in, or not just understeer into their rivals. But anyway, we move towards the end of lap 4 here. And close, the drivers are coming up to the line. The entire field is within DRS range of each other. I mean, Apex Kern is the only one slightly ruining that, but everyone is in DRS range as we come up towards the first DRS protection point. Now Hugo dropping back from Rajic in front, so he won't have DRS. The guys behind will though, and Toto already using the DRS to make an advantage on Tamer Andadi, overtaking him in towards turn 3. I assume we'll see a lot more of that leapfrogging action in this race as Toby, who was potentially fighting Rajic for a P3 position, now down to P7. However mighty have fallen, and now Tamer Andadi back up past Toto. That's the second overtake for the leader of this race. Now Hugo passes Kevin. And well, they're just going to have to hope that they can catch back up to the leading pack, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be frankly honest. Unless Hugo can absolutely put a shift on in this last sector, which it doesn't seem he's doing. Yeah, that's not happening, unfortunately for him. So it seems like we're going to have these drivers break off into packs, because like in NASCAR they used to have what they call tandem drafting, which is where two drivers would just go bumper to bumper, and essentially that's what this is, but it's not bumper to bumper, it's just three drivers and three drivers and three drivers, because everyone's spacing out because they're all in the same sort of region in pace. But now Tamer Andadi, Toto really takes Tamer Andadi, and Rajic getting him as well, 3 wide potentially into the hairpin, but not the case as Toto reassumes the advantage. I mean, if he's not to keep battling, then you never know. Someone like Kevin, who's now past Nicoson and Hugo's now at the bottom of that pile, they could definitely start getting closer, because Kevin's now he's now getting so close now. Within a second, as the leading pair fight, Tamer Andadi and Toto in towards turn 6. Contact between the pair again. Around the outside, potentially Toto is going to go and doesn't make the move stick. But what that has done is allow Kevin to get right, well, not right up on the back of the guys in front, but he's now very close to them, as he's not used any ERS. He's just about missed out, I think, on DRS there. Or has he? No, he hasn't. He's got into the DRS range. So Kevin has pulled the guys from P4 down to P9 back into the leading trio's grasp. So all of the top 10 drivers, all of the top 9 drivers are in DRS range of each other. This is going to be a scrap for the ages. The race of the century between Mike Hawthorne, Juan Manuel Fangio, Jose Froilan Gonzalez and Giuseppe Farina happened at the 1953 French Grand Prix. It looks like we're going to have some more races of the century here in 2025, and now Tamer overtakes Toto in the DRS. It's just going to be slipstream after slipstream after slipstream, and we're going to get even more of that when it gets rainy, because people are going to get frisky on the limits of adhesion, on the limits of grip. The top 9 drivers all still within that range because the leader cannot pull away. Toto nearly went around the outside into, I think that is the Hunt curve. I'm not sure if that was Vintor. But now, look at them, they're so close coming over the line. Toto basically pushing Tamer Andadi around turn 1. Now up towards turn 2 and 3. You barely see it. Rajic on the inside, and Rajic could even potentially try a go. He tucks in behind Tamer Andadi, can't really do much, but Toto around the outside. Toto around the outside. I thought Tamer Andadi was going on the outside for a second, but Tamer Andadi trying to fight back on the exit, but so Rajic on the outside. I think Rajic's going to take the lead here. Does he? No, he doesn't, but he's going to try and send it right around the outside. Contact even between 3 wide again. No, they're not, but Rajic falls out of favour through the exit. That's even more bumping and barging. The clouds are looming it wisely over the circuit, and it seems that we're going to get rain in a couple of laps time, but we don't want this to affect the current action. Toto all over the back of Tamer Andadi. That is literally millimetres away from the back of the car in front, of a little bit of a wiggle on for Tamer Andadi. Pressure under pressure he is. But pressure makes diamonds, they say. Toby disconnects, unfortunately, so he's going to fall off the back of the pack. But look at how close Toto is to the back of Tamer Hamdani. To the outside he's going to go. To the outside he does go. And that's the lead for him. Contact. Is that damage? Was that a piece of front wing I just saw go flying off the back of someone's car? Sorry, off the front of someone's car. But now Kevin is involved. Kevin managed to pull his little train of cars up into contention, and now they're going side by side with Rajic and Co. down in towards turn 4. Kevin now up into the podium place. The question is, who's set their car up for the wet conditions and who's set their car up for the dry? Someone will have decided to go for dry when everyone else has gone for wet, and someone will have decided to go for wet when everyone else has gone dry. Obviously the Porsche, they've all gone for a sort of mix. Because had they gone for a more dry setup, thinking, oh, the rain isn't going to come until later on, well, that's had it thrown on its head because of the virtual safety car that we had. Oh, sorry, not the virtual, the full safety car we had, sorry. But we still have the top 7 are all in basically just a line. Tamer Hamdani closing. Kevin Van Dijk closing even further. Can Kevin do a move? They're going 3 wide into the hairpin contact. Tamer Hamdani gets hit from behind by Toto. I think that was. I'm not sure if that was Toto or Kevin. I think it was Toto, but I may be wrong on that one. As now Toto around the outside, and he's going to potentially go from the bad position to a good one. And look, they're 2 by 2 going into turn 4. This is unprecedented action. 2 literally side by side, row by row. What on earth is going on here? Toby is retired from the session. He's decided to just retire because he was in AI for like half a lap, and that completely took him out of contention. Lap 10 of 25. Toto is leading. Kevin is second. Tamer Hamdani, who had been leading for so long, down to third. Then Rajic, Nico-san, Paul Solly and Hugo. Because the leaders are fighting so hard, the guys who aren't as quick are keeping with them. This is some fantastic racing. And now, who's going to have the advantage coming into the hairpin this time? Kevin will have an overspeed. Tamer will also have an overspeed, but it won't be enough. Kevin pulls to the inside and gets the move done. Tamer closes under braking, tries to get the move done, but Toro's getting the under and over on Kevin, and Tamer is going to try and follow him through here. I'm not sure it's going to happen though. There is rain on the track. Rain on the track, everyone. You can see it on the visor, you can see it on the halo of I'm not sure who is on board, but I'm on board with Tamer as Tamer made contact there with Kevin. Rain is on the circuit. It's not heavy enough for any driver to come in right now. Schmier's decided to come in for medium tyres, but it is not heavy enough just yet, but it is coming down very quickly. So for someone who is not in a good prime position here, it could be a rogue choice to go into the pits for intermediate tyres. Definitely not ready yet though. So, lap 11 of 25, around about halfway through, the rain has come. The start of lap 12. We all start to see drivers struggling with traction, with braking performance, and it will produce tighter, hopefully, and more chaotic racing. Kevin closing on Toto. To the inside of the hairpin he goes. Will he get it stopped in time? Remember, these slippery conditions will make it more difficult to stop, and it will also make it more difficult to do under and over moves like Toto is trying to do, because Toto needs the traction on the exit. He's got the move done now, as Tamer looms behind as well, as Kevin tried to threaten him with a dive bomb, but has in fact left himself open and weak to a potential attack by Tamer Hamdani, but Tamer unfortunately gets the oversteer on the exit and cannot capitalise. They are now understeering quite heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if someone was to come into the pits now. They are 2 seconds so far off their previous pace. I'm not sure if that's enough, but they are definitely understeering. I'm not sure if in this esports tournament they have to declare whether they're coming into the pits by going through that pit lane line. Powered Attila has decided to come in. Powered Attila is risking it and is trying to gamble on the intermediate tyres. This could either be an inspired decision, or it could be a disastrous one. But he was at the back end of the points anyway. It didn't matter what he did. If he can get this to work, it will be a fantastic idea. If he can't get it to work, it will be an awful idea. Kevin sat behind Toto. Tamer sat behind Kevin. Nico-san also there, as Paul Solly overtakes Rajic. They are battling, bumping and barging each other. Kern and Austria are both into the pits, as is Elite Silver. We will see what their progress is on the intermediate tyres. But I don't think it's ready just yet. But I think it could become within a couple of laps' time. We'll see how Power Austria gets on. But the leaders are definitely struggling. I will just say, Power Austria is gaining quite heavily on Jasper in front of him. It was the correct decision to go onto the intermediate tyres, I think. Yep, they're all coming in. The leaders are coming in. Actually, no, Tamara decided to stay out. Tamara decided to stay out. That is the wrong decision. The intermediates are faster. The intermediates are faster. Power Austria has gained a second on the person in front of him. Whether Jasper is just awful in the wet, we don't know. But unless he had, even if he had a teammate who was in the pits, he's going to lose so much time. Kevin is going onto the wets. Kevin has made a mistake, I think, and got onto the wet tyres. That could be a disaster for him because it's definitely not wet weather conditions at the moment. Kevin following Toto out of the pit lane on the wet tyres. Surely that's a mistake. Power Austria could potentially, well, Power Austria, I'm not sure where he's going to come out compared to everyone else. But the likes of Roman G, Master Gamer and Tamer, I think they've made a mistake. I will keep an eye on the gap to leader. Toto is gaining so much. Toto is gaining literally tenths every couple of, like, it is such a mistake from Tamer and Dari. Yep, that's half a second in one corner. A full second in about 2 corners. Tamer Daddy into the pits, and he knows that's a mistake. He will be regretting not coming into the pits on the end of that previous lap. Roman G can't even get into the pits, he's skating around the track so much. Oh my god, Master Gamer nearly went back onto the track. I don't know what he was doing. Oh, okay, that was lag. So Toto will take the lead then. Kevin is second on the wets. I don't know how that man's going to make this work. He's not, because he's losing time to Toto. He just needs to hope that he can hold up the people behind, or hope that it rains enough for the wets to be the right time. But I know on this game, the wets don't really work. Like they like, intermediates are pretty much always the fastest time unless it is literally pouring it down with rain, and that's not happening at the moment. Nico-san up to P2. So Nico-san, who started last for the sprint, is now, well, he started P9 for this race, and he's up to second. What a fantastic couple of laps from him there to get up into the position he's in. Kevin is just tumbling down the pack. He was up in the battle for the lead, but now he's completely out of it pretty much because of that wet weather tyre choice. I don't think he meant to do that. Tamer, he's somewhat resurrected his race. Don't get me wrong, he's not in the greatest. He's only lost about 2 seconds to the leading trio of Toto, Nico-san and Rajic. No DRS in these conditions, unfortunately. So Toto being a second, just over a second ahead of the guys around him, will mean nothing, but what it will do is give him extra confidence, and what you need in the wet is confidence. Kevin doesn't have any on those awful tyres, because unless it starts to properly chuck it down with rain, Kevin is on the wrong tyres, and they will start to overheat, and they will start to wear twice as fast, maybe even 3 times as fast as the intermediates, as Paul Solly and Hugo fighting side by side. Paul Solly pushing Hugo all the way to the limits of the circuit on the straight. Will he go deep and try and force his driver wide? I'm not sure, but Hugo doesn't get the better exit, and Paul Solly stays in front that time. So now, the guys at the front have sort of spaced out. It seems like Nico-san has slightly more top end speed than Toto, which is giving Toto the confidence in the corners. Going across that line, well actually, to be fair, the straight line speed is pretty similar. Roman G gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We shouldn't get any of those in this race because there is in wet conditions, and it's very hard to get warnings in wet weather conditions on the F1 games. It always has been. Rajic close behind Nico-san. Tamer Daddy will be heavily regretting the decision he made to go on to the intermediates a lap later. I mean, he'll get 1 lap better tyres at the end, but it's always about what you get in these races. Then how, like, you have to tell what you're onto the tyres at the right time. You can't try and strategize it. You have to just go on when it's time. Kevin is not losing anywhere near as much time as he was before, but it's still a lot. I'm not sure if he's just bedding in those tyres, but he's definitely struggling. 13.6 was his last lap. It was still 1.4 seconds off the leading quartet, and Tamer Andadi is now really, he's all over the back of Rajic. He needs to try and cook something up. Fainting to the inside there, he was never going to go for the move, saying, I am here, be wary of me. Didn't get the best exit off of turn 1 though. And now coming on towards the next straight again. Not the best of exits for him there. Yeah, Kevin's still struggling, but he's still keeping Paul Solly and Hugo behind, which he needs to do because these two are battling hammer and tong. That's the only reason I think why Kevin hasn't fallen really by the wayside. They're making contact coming in towards turn 6. Really are fighting hard, and that is just saving Kevin's bacon right now. Because if, let's say the wet tyres do come into their own, let's say they just start pouring it down even more, which I don't think they're going to do. Kevin could do an outside shot, but it's 8 seconds. He'd have to give a second lap on the leaders even now, and he's not even like balancing out now. Nasty game with another 3-second time penalty. But Paul Solly trying to make the move on Hugo, but it's still not happening. And we are just going to hopefully see what happens in these last 6.5 laps, because Toro is out in front. He's actually pulled out a nice decent gap here from Nico Sumenko behind. Paul Solly has left the session. Not sure if that was a rage quit or if that was a genuine disconnect. That will allow Power Ratia to potentially go through, and he has. But now Rajic, Nico-san and Tamer Andari all fighting. Going into the hairpin. Tamer Andari on the inside making contact with Rajic, who turned in. Now we're getting even closer. This battle. I think Tamer Andari is well aware that he can get a good position in these last couple of laps. Nico-san sliding. Wait, are those wet? No, they're not. I don't think they're wet tyres. Paul Solly has rejoined, so it was an unfortunate disconnect for him. He's lost quite a bit of time to Power Reddit and Co. A 1.5 seconds. And oh, Tamer Andadi weaving. He's mad, he's not very happy that he's been caught in this situation. What I will check is I will check what Kevin's lap times are doing, because they've got faster and faster. Let me just wait for him to cross the line. So he's only 6 tenths off the guys around him on that last lap. So the wet tyres are coming somewhat into their own, but I think it's going to be a bit late for them to properly assert an advantage. Nico-san now properly holding up Tamer Andari. even though and Tamer Andari has less ERS, but he's going to potentially go for a move here in towards turn 4. Sends it on the inside, but now Radic's trying to go from the inside of him. Nicholson gets a slightly better exit, but it's going to be Tamer Andari who takes that position. Now, unless Tamer Andari can get after Toro and somehow pull out some amazing performance, I think that Toro is still going to have this win in the bag. He needs to gain over a second a lap for the next 3 laps and then get by. I don't think it's going to happen for him, although we could give it a go. But it was nonetheless a good part of this race, and now Kevin, he's still keeping, I mean, he's sort of keeping with the guys in front. Rajic was in P4, 13.5 that last lap. Oh, Kevin is now on the same pace as the leaders. But it's now stopped raining. It's now stopped raining completely. Apex Kernis decides to come into the pits. He's like, screw it. I'm going to come into the pits, I assume, for a set of soft tyres. Because he may as well. He had nothing to lose. Set of soft tyres on for Apex Kern and Elite Silver. I don't think Apex Kern is going to... Oh, and he just gone straight into the wall on pit X. That's the most dumb thing you could ever do. Let's see if Elite Silver does the same thing. I mean, he is being lapped. And he nearly did the same thing! Oh my god. I was almost frightening. Unfortunately, Apex Kern's wing damage is really hampering him here. Tamer Andari is closing on Toro, but it's not enough at the moment. I think Kevin's tyres are well and truly fucked. Like, how, like, what, I don't know why he chose the wets if he knew that it was going to also dry up towards the end, or if he knew that it was... Because now he's got Power Ratia all over him. Not with DRS, luckily. Oh, who's those off? Oh, I thought Toro had gone off then. It wasn't, it was one of the back markers who'd gone off. I genuinely thought I saw Toro go off track there, but he didn't do so. Tamer Andari was faster that time around, but it's still not enough. If he'd have had like 5 more laps, he could have potentially done it. An 11.9 for Toro that time around, 11.3 for Tamer Andari. 2 laps to go though, he's not getting this. He's not getting this. A 10th better for Tamer Andari in that first sector. Kevin has lost the position to Power Ratia. DRS has been enabled, so that indicates that soft tyres are the way to go, but no one's coming in on the last lap. Not on a track like this. Oh, a little bit of a snap of oversteer for Tamer, but he's still somehow gaining on Toro. But it seems like Toro has got it all in hand. 2 seconds the gap going on to the final tour of his circuit. An 11.3 for him and 10.7 for Tamer. He is stepping up the game, but it's a little bit too late for Tamer Andari. He gets the car perfectly settled in turn 1, but it's not enough. I think Toro has also found a bit more grip and a bit more confidence in this circuit. Yeah, he was faster that time around. Losing the back end a little bit as Radjic has overtaken Nicholson, but Nicholson back up the inside. Brave move from him there. Toro is losing a lot of time. Toro is, I'm not sure if he had, I saw him have a bad corner through the hairpin. I'm not sure if that was just it. Because he's struggling. Now Nicholson back up the inside of Radjic. Sorry, Radjic back up the inside of Nicholson, my bad. Toto is losing time. But it's not enough at the moment. Nico's on a Rajic. Barging wheels. Side by side. Through the middle sector here. I have a feeling that it's going to be, yeah, Nico's getting the advantage on the exit. But now ERS down towards the last two corners. This is going to be close, not just them. The leaders are going to be close as well, but nowhere near as much so. Toto's going to come across the line. And Toto's going to win here in Austria. Tamayan Daddy took it right to him at the end, but it wasn't enough. Nicoson comes in P3, Rajic P4, Powered Attia got past Kevin, who was on the wrong tyres at the end of the race. Powered Attia P5, Kevin P6. And then Hugo P7, Paul Solly P8. But he gets displaced by Jasper because of a time penalty. The Master Gamer, I mean, Kern he's actually gaining on the leaders towards the end, but he has wing damage, which does indicate that those soft sides were quite quick at the end, but not enough to require a change. And yeah, across the line he comes, and Shmee will be the last man across the line because Elite Silver was lapped. Toto is your winner today. Leonard was the one who got taken out right at the start. He could have been a potential factor in the wet weather conditions. So, 3 VDRL drivers on the podium. Obviously, not all of them are VDRL esports guys, but they compete in VDRL on a weekly basis, and that just proves racing VDRL, get good. That's what you do. You race in the VDRL and you get good. So, to all of the guys who are watching this stream back who aren't in VDRL or aren't in the esports team, you suck. Join VDRL and get better. Toto P1, that's a VDRL driver. Tamer P2, that's a VDRL driver. Nicoson P3, that's a VDRL driver. Rajic P4, that's a VDRL driver. Paratia, not a VDRL driver, but Kevin is. So is Jasper. And Shmee, but we won't talk about him because he's 13th. Anyway, that concludes today's coverage for this esports event. I hope you enjoyed me covering it. I am Nedzo. As always, I'm not sure if we're doing any interviews. I don't think we'll be doing any interviews. I mean, they're all VDR guys in the top 3. But we will see. So, yeah, that is the end of the stream. I will see you all later. Bye!